Oh yeah, and then I don't.
There we go.
There we are. So we're show 298.
297.
97, yeah. 98's
97.
next week, yeah. And we'll be no Mark today.
No, Mark out of town today.
Yeah, is he out of town or just had something going? I forget.
Mm.
He might be out of town.
It is that kind of time of the year, you know. You got to go where the family is.
Damn family, yeah.
Yeah.
So what's the I got the thing that you sent, something about Budweiser that I
Yeah.
didn't.
So craft beer has overtaken Budweiser as the king of beers as far as beer goes. But Budweiser sells, I think it was like 16.1 million barrels or something like that, draft beer accounts. Um, Whereas craft beer this year in 2013 sold like 16.4 million barrels
So
collectively.
so the craft beer as a whole.
Craft beer as a whole
Right.
sold more barrels draft than Budweiser did, is what it was looking like.
So that's kind of
Now,
like
Bud is still the king in liquor stores and all that, but
yeah. Yeah, it's just well, it's the same thing that they do with Android and Apple, right? They'll put
right.
all the Android together, and then they're like, "Oh, okay,
It's bigger than Apple.
yeah, yeah." That's, I think that's the same argument right there. Yeah,
Right.
collectively, yeah. And was it last week we were talking about how many barrels they make, Budweiser?
Yeah,
Because I had found that.
that stat.
Yeah, that did you see that? You remember that? It was like some ungodly number of barrels, man.
Many barrels
And I think that was from 2005 or something.
does Budweiser produce per year?
And
I'll just see right now.
it was a crap shit ton, man.
Yeah, they're just ridiculous how much they do. Annual is like, let's see if we can get up sooner.
Yeah, it was
That.
because
But I
making
mean, a lot of people don't realize. I mean, how many breweries are part of the.
but yeah,
I
and
mean,
Anheuser-Busch, yeah.
yeah. So I mean, Anheuser-Busch has minority holdings in the following brewers: Red Hook and Widmer Brothers. Um, Anheuser-Busch has distribution alliances with the following: Goose Island, Kona, Ray Hill, American Pilsner, Star Hill, Fordham, and Dominion. But then, in addition to brewing its own beer, Anheuser also imports and distributes um, all these different. I mean, there's Hairpin, Tiger, Corinne, Bass, Boddington, Beck's, Hogarden, Lafay, Stella, Lowenbrow. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's a ton of beers that are under that umbrella.
It really is.
A ton of them. And then
Yeah, I'm seeing like 125 million barrels annually.
yeah, yeah. That's, but dude, making anything on that level is crazy.
Oh yeah, it's ridiculous. I mean, it just takes over. That's the whole. You know, that's more than what an entire industry does.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm glad you showed up though because I seen a post of yours and I was wondering
Yeah,
what the deal was with it. What's up with the TVs?
the TVs. What do you mean the TVs?
Well, because I remember you saying that you weren't going to have TVs, and
It
now
just it turned into one of those things that we got one TV and we were gonna try it out and see how it went. And for football, we've got really 8 people that come in and watch the game. I mean, I th- I thought the football would be a bigger. I got it more for like special sporting events, just because I missed out on quite a bit of business when the World Cup was going on.
Mm.
The World Cup was so huge. Um, NFL has been I mean, we've had some really good days with it. Um, and then we've had some days that it doesn't even matter. The TV, actually, we see a bigger crowd with the TV for the NHL.
Oh,
People come in and want to watch hockey games more than anything.
yeah.
Um, so that's been kind of fun. Um, we've been talking about, as the new year starts, buying a Nintendo Wii for the brewery, and holding bowling tournaments at the brewery, which would be fun.
That would be fun.
Um, the other night, I mean, it was cold and snowy, so it was just the locals, the neighborhood folks in there, and they all ended up agreeing, and they were like, oh, well. One of them ran home and got their old Super Nintendo, and they were all playing Super Nintendo sitting there at the bar, and it's like, oh,
Yeah.
whatever, it's kind of fun.
There's a weird thing about bars because I don't know anybody that would play that freaking 20-year-old golf game
Hmm.
if they were at home. But at a bar, they'll like dump money in it all night,
Exactly.
you know?
Well, and the thing with the TV that we kind of decided on is the people that don't want the TV, because that's one thing, and unless it's a very Bronco-esque crowd, we don't have the sound on the TV. It's the music, and then it's the TV. People that don't want to watch the TV, they sit on the side where you can't see the TV. They're not going to not come in because we have a TV. They're still going to come regardless. Um, People that want the TV won't come in if you don't have the TV.
That's true.
I mean, the first week we installed it, we had a group of probably 10 people come in and say, we left a brewery down the street because they didn't have a TV, and we just thought you'd see if you had one. So,
Right. Right. Yeah.
college football's been pretty hit or miss for us. Some days we've drawn a pretty good college football crowd, and then other days nobody cares.
Well, and then too, I think it's going to depend on how your team is doing, right? Like if your team is doing all right, or
Yeah.
you
Well, and here in Colorado, we don't get a lot of. I mean, CSU alumni. Those guys like to watch their games, but we have more Notre Dame, more Michigan, more Bama fans than we have anything. I mean,
yeah, it's but I think you had a good
ASU is
point.
always a big draw.
Yeah, ASU is it really up there?
Yeah, because I think you have a lot of transients as far as kids that or people that went down there to go to school or are from Arizona that came up here. So,
It's definitely big over here, boy. Let me tell you.
ASU's crazy.
Definitely, man. Wow.
Downtown Tempe can get rowdy, man.
Yeah, it's definitely a big deal here. That's for sure, and especially because they were doing so well, Uh, they were on fire till they went up there to what was that, Washington or?
Yeah. Well, and then I mean basketball. Look at when basketball is in, Tucson is crazy
Yeah.
because the Wildcats down there at A of U they're always a really good team.
Yeah, they are. Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but
Basketball's right now.
I watched a little bit of that CSU New Mexico State game, and Jesus, did you see any of that?
Uh-uh.
Colorado State just blew New Mexico. I don't even know what the final score was, but it was 40 something to like 3.
That sounds like a New Mexico game right there.
Yeah. It was, so yeah, it's just been doing that, and then we can do like on Halloween. I think we just watched like basic the popular movies, and we'll put some Christmas movies on around Christmas, that kind of thing.
Yeah, I think that was a good point though you made, because the people that don't really want to see TV just won't don't want to see the TV just won't watch it. But
Yeah.
the people that want to see the TV won't come in if you don't have it. So
Yeah, and I mean it's not like we're a sports bar to
right,
where you're getting people that come in there, they're gonna cheer for their team,
right,
um, but they do it pretty mildly. They're just there to drink beer, maybe have some food from the food truck, or order in their own beer or food, and they're not. I mean, it's not the atmosphere of a sports bar. Um,
right.
just like we had 2 weeks ago, we had Raiders fans and Bronco fans that it's that, oh yeah, my team this, my team that.
Oh
But
wow.
it wasn't that, oh fuck you this, or that really tense thing that you can get at a sports bar.
Yeah, well, especially with Raiders in Denver.
Yeah. Uh, Denver's not looking too hot, man.
No, they haven't been for a long time, but that's a serious
I was
rivalry
happy
right
for
there.
your Rams, man.
Yeah, until this past Sunday. Yeah.
Yeah, but they beat the Broncos, so that's all that matters.
Well, you see, I'm wearing my shirt.
Yeah. Well, and then Miami damn near had them.
They uh I don't know what Denver's falling apart right now, man. I don't know what's going on with them.
They just, I mean, when you look at some of the other teams that are playing right now, you just go, eh. There was people here in town talking that this time last year they were buying their ticket to go to New York, that they were that confident that they were going to the Super Bowl. And they're saying this year I wouldn't buy a ticket to a playoff game right now.
It's hilarious. Actually, that's where I'm at right now. Is they have sent me the package to buy the playoff tickets for the Cardinals.
Yeah.
And,
Well, and the Cardinals are so up and down.
yeah, I mean they just lost to Seattle to Seattle, so
Yeah.
I'm waiting for this week, and then I'll see if I buy it. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't even want to put the money in it if they start looking. I mean, because right now they're playing with that backup quarterback, man. I just don't have too much faith in the guy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I hear you.
Especially as expensive as those tickets can be. So I'm not trying to pay all that money. And then for the playoff tickets, since it's once the season ends, your tickets are all like NFL. The NFL, the local team stops having jurisdiction over those tickets, and it's all NFL. So the pricing goes up.
Oh, okay.
So, and your parking is separate now. So I have to buy the parking separate, and then the tickets. You know what I'm saying? So
That's a pain in the ass.
yeah, and then they want to. I have to buy the wild card game, first round, and then the championship game. So I have to buy all three games and the parking. So
Yeah, that's a lot.
it's a nice little chunk of change.
Oh, yeah, that's for sure.
And it's always around the holidays. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
yeah, I'm
You're
sure.
like, are you kidding me? Uh-huh.
No beer for you tonight?
No, no beer for me tonight. I've just got my my cup from the Rams Cardinals game, and
Yep.
whoops, what the hell? And yeah, no, 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 no. I hadn't. I was trying to eat that frozen burrito because I hadn't eaten yet, so I didn't want to like. I hadn't eaten yet, so I didn't want to be, slamming a beer and then.
Yep, I've got pizza and wings on its way.
Nice, yeah. See, you see what I mean? Yeah.
you just don't want to, like, I'm smoking a turkey all day tomorrow, so I don't really want to cook tonight. And then my mom made dinner for us last night, some like pumpkin curry chicken and soup or whatever.
Oh, wow.
Cool. And then on Monday, my wife made chorizo and egg tacos.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
It was kind of, I mean, it was nice. We just did the chorizo and the egg, some Rotel tomatoes, some cut up peppers, and then I don't know. I've been on a blue cheese kick lately, so I put some blue cheese crumbles on top of it.
Really?
It was actually really good. It paired up well.
Blue cheese, man. Wow.
Blue cheese and chorizo.
I never would have put that together. Huh.
It worked out pretty well.
Wow. Okay. Huh.
But I'm a big blue cheese fan.
No, I did. I like blue cheese as well.
If you're eating wings with ranch, you're fucking wrong.
Yeah, we just had that discussion yesterday. Sunday.
Yeah.
Watching the games and having wings, and yeah, they ordered ranch, and I'm like, which is fine with me, but
well, yeah, you eat it.
I'm like, nobody wants any blue cheese, man. I mean,
Where are you getting wings down there? Anywhere good?
I've been going to a place called Native New Yorker.
Yeah, that's been a chain for a long time down there, and they have some pretty good wings.
Yeah,
my cousin actually used to work there, so.
Oh, okay.
At the one in Tempe, so.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, we actually just got our first Native New Yorker up here.
Oh, you did? So you got one over there now?
Yeah, we have one here. They do good wings. I like that atomic or whatever it is they have, or the suicide or whatever it is.
Oh. I just go there because they have 2.5 million freaking TVs in there, and
on TV, the beer prices are right.
Yeah, the beer prices are right. Their beer selection is okay. You know what I'm saying? You can tell I'm at a sports bar-ish type place when I'm having Four Peaks Brewing or Fat Tire. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, because Four Peaks is huge down there, right?
Oh yeah, that kilt lifter's everywhere.
Yeah.
But and you know what?
It's good beer though.
It really is. Like the more I have it, the more I'm like.
I like kilt lifter.
It's a solid session Scottish ale, right?
Yeah, definitely. It's kind of like a 90 shilling.
Yeah.
From Odell.
Yeah.
It's a good one for sure.
So I can generally, of course, get that, and let me get I can, just so people know what I'm talking about. I do have a kilt lifter still in the fridge here, actually. Ooh, and then I have a I have their porter too, which I don't remember. I obviously must have drank one because I only have a couple left. This is their pumpkin porter. Four Peaks, their pumpkin porter, and then
nice.
This is their famous kilt lifter. So for those of you that haven't heard or seen of it, that's their kilt lifter. It's the more and more I have it, the more I'm like, it's kind of like Fat Tire or something, I really just don't mind ordering it. You know what I'm saying?
No, it's just that old standby.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm drinking a Accumulation by New Belgium right now. It's their winter seasonal, I guess. It's a white IPA.
Ah.
Which is kind of an interesting way to go for a winter seasonal.
Yeah, white IPA.
But it's pretty good. I mean, it's sessionable.
It's sessionable. It's not too. How's the alcohol on that?
It is 6.2.
6.2. Okay, so it's not.
So,
it's not too.
I mean, big. It's a good winter session.
Mm-hmm. And session being less than 10%.
9.5 or below.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, 9.5 or below, right?
Yeah.
The I was just looking at Four Peaks was doing actually. They don't normally pop up on my beer news, and for some reason it was popping up here, and then I got distracted with that internet thing because all of a sudden that window popped up. I was like, oh crap, I got to do that. Um, Let me see. This is from the Arizona Republic. Ba, 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 ba. Oh, man, all these different little pop-ups and shit. Just yeah, all these. Yeah, forget
There's
it.
a lot of news kind of coming through, though. I mean, you've got. Let's just see here. Oh, what's some of the good stuff I've seen?
Here's it. I'll put the link in there so you can check this one out as well. It's I, to you've probably heard a lot about Uber, the way they do business, making a lot of news, and so that's
Yeah, they're getting in trouble, aren't they?
yeah, they're getting in a lot of trouble. So part of this is kind of based on they happen to mention Uber and Lyft in this little article as well.
Yeah.
Because there's a similar fight, they say, going over app-based taxi rides. And I guess it's relevant because a lot of these people are using those apps to go to brewers.
Yeah, they definitely are. I see a lot of them.
So
See
you
a lot of
see,
them every week.
so you're seeing them firsthand, okay?
Oh yeah, they come in there all the time. That and the other thing that I see it more downtown than I see it like in my area. Is that car to go?
What, I never heard of that one.
Car to go is pretty much you rent this smart car. They'll bring it to wherever you are, give you the key, you drive it to wherever you're going, and lock it, leave the key in it, I guess, and then they just come and get it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's a pretty neat. I haven't heard a whole lot about. It's just a newer thing here in Denver, but you see them all over Denver. There's these little car to goes, they call them, and you just drive it, you park it somewhere, and then they come pick it up.
Huh. I think I have heard of something like that. And you literally just use the app or something to even unlock the car, right?
Yeah, I think maybe that's how it all works, and they just leave the key in there or whatever. But I mean, you go downtown and you're looking at it, especially around GABF when you've had a couple of beers. You're looking at that thing with your buddies, going, "What would they do if we just picked it up and moved it?" Because it's the tiny little smart car.
I'm sure they got some tracking in there, man.
Well, like I wanted to pick it up and like put it like in the bed of somebody else's truck. Like, just how funny would that be?
Just drive it around.
Well, I mean, because if there was 6 of you, you could easily pick one of those smart cars up.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I mean, they don't weigh a whole lot. I bet you less than 1,000 pounds.
Well, I don't know about that. Those batteries are heavier than dog shit, man.
Because, well, I mean, you figure, so a golf cart, an electric golf cart has 6 car batteries in it. And those end up weighing in, I think golf carts weigh in at like 700 pounds or 650. So,
I don't know what their yeah, this is kind of the more I read into this little article, it's kind of all over the place.
yeah.
Oh wow, here's one for wow, Lubbock beer makers.
Lubbock, huh?
Yeah, I guess they're gonna produce. You've got a beer maker in Lubbock that's gonna start producing beer in a cotton in an old cotton plant, which makes a lot of sense because they do make a lot of cotton down there.
Yeah.
And you know what? Too though, there's a lot of cotton here.
Is there?
Yeah, you see a lot of cotton fields around here too.
I guess it grows in that heat. Just needs heat.
Yeah, because I've seen the local news interviewing one of the farmers down here, and just at different times they'll plant different stuff, to I guess keep the soil, you know, uh, but you can't plant the same thing but so many times, right? But without the soil,
Yeah.
something happens to the soil, right?
Yeah.
I'm obviously not a farmer, but
Yeah, definitely.
yeah, it's Texas. Oh, it's a Scottish ale too. The Texas Highlands. I
Okay.
don't know if you ever heard of that.
There's so many of them out there anymore that it's hard to keep track.
Yeah, but yeah, that's in Lubbock. Wow. And my ooh, and then I haven't seen this beer yet, but the Shoots has a beer out there now called what is it? Zarabana?
I haven't had that
Zarabana?
one either. I haven't had that one
Zarabana?
either.
Yeah, I haven't either.
Have you tried any of this? I kind of start seeing maybe that this could be a trend, but I don't know. The salted beers,
S-
the
I've
salted caramel or salted chocolate.
I've heard something like that. And what would that be all about? I mean, what?
Well, like it just made me think of it because it popped up on my newsfeed, and I just had it the other day at the tap house. Our New Bell's New Lips of Faith is a salted Belgian chocolate uh, stout.
But you wouldn't taste the salt, right?
No, but you've had like salted caramel before, right?
Yeah.
To where it just gives it that different flavor. I think that's what it tastes like.
Okay.
Or like I've seen a lot of like the chocolate eaters and stuff that are eating that sea salted chocolate,
Yeah.
and I think it just adds another dimension to it.
Yeah, because you can use different salts and probably really flavor that beer in different ways, just from the candy in different ways, just from different
If you
salts.
get a chance, you should look for that salted Belgian chocolate stout. I'm almost positive you get it down there.
I will. I'll check that
Because
out.
you get, I'm sure Total Wine carries more New Belgium than you know what to do with. It'd be part of the Lips of Faith series, so I'm sure you'd see it.
This Zarabanda is it's a spice saison, 6.7%
Oh, cool.
from yeah, from Deschutes.
Nice.
Yeah, so that should be interesting.
I just picked up 2 nights ago a beer that I think you would probably be all over. It's a so Avery has a new barrel release going on, and it's called Tweak. I don't know if you've heard of it. It's so have you had Avery's Metastophocles?
No,
It's their imperial, like massive stout. I think it's always like 16% or whatever.
Is it really?
It's I mean it's like $10 for a 12-ounce bottle. It's crazy, but it's one bottle is your whole night, even if you split it with a buddy.
Yeah.
So they took Metastophocles, and it was only sold on tap for quite a few years here in Denver. I think 3 or 4 years it's been sold just on tap, but it was called, for the first 2 years, it was called Meth Addict.
Oh, I think that one made some news, didn't
Oh,
it?
yeah, it's made lots of.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what it is they throw Metasophocles into I think it's a bourbon barrel with over 50 pounds of espresso beans in it, and let it sit with the espresso.
Ooh.
And I mean, it tastes like a fresh cup of like espresso with some bourbon in it.
Ooh.
I
Ooh.
mean, it is. But it comes in. I think it's seven. My bottle says 17.91% or something. I mean, it's a big, big beer.
Nice. No, I am. You're right, man. That's definitely right up
But
my alley.
they made news when they tried to. They wanted to bottle it. I think 2-3 years ago, but they went in and said, "Oh, well, we want to call it meth addict,"
Yeah.
and the government said, "No,
Bad idea, guys. Yeah.
that's not gonna happen."
Yeah.
So I think last year or year and a half or so ago, they finally started when it was caught on draft. They started calling it Tweak, which that's what it's called now is Tweak. Um, but I think they even had problems getting that name passed.
Well, probably after the first one, they knew this one was still in that reference to the what happens when you're using meth.
But I mean, I'm looking to possibly put some of my barrel beer that I've been doing into bombers for the first anniversary. I so ended up falling in. So craft distilling. I don't know if it's big down there in Phoenix as it is up here.
Yeah, I wouldn't know if it. I doubt it is because it's
We
big up
have
there.
we have some really really good craft whiskeys and stuff coming out right now. Um, so what's been happening is I bought 2 barrels, aged my hatch chili and the tequila. I got the pink peppercorn and the Chardonnay, and then I get a call from my barrel broker. He goes, "Hey, I've got a Caribbean rum barrel. Do you want it?" That'd be perfect in my creme brulee stout. So, it's a 13% imperial milk stout with vanilla and stuff in it. So I thought that's going to go awesome in a rum barrel.
Wow.
And then, so I put that in there, no big deal. Like, oh, we'll debut the creme brulee on tap in like December. Okay, no problem. That'll be fine. It's a winter brew anyways. Then we're just getting ready to keg the next 2 barrels of creme brulee last week, and this guy from it's called Law's Whiskey House here in Denver. They're not even actually open to the public yet, but they're selling their bottles to restaurants and stuff. They do a 4-grain bourbon, so it's wheat, barley, rye, and corn bourbon. And it's actually really tasty. It's 95 proof. He goes, "Hey, we're draining a couple of barrels right now. Do you want one?"
Oh.
And it was that. I mean, the barrels don't get that fresh. I can't get them that fresh if I tried,
Right.
So we drive over. We do a couple of shots of bourbon with the guy, and
Of course.
write him a check. And then I've got this fresh bourbon barrel, and it's like, well, shit. Now I guess creme brulee is going to have to be debuted closer till end of December now because I just put the rest of it into a bourbon barrel.
Nice.
But I'm trying to figure it all out right now because, I mean, it's a 13% beer. It takes vanilla is very expensive, as anybody that cooks knows. We hand make all the caramel that goes into it. Lactose sugar is not cheap. I mean, nothing about this beer has any cheapness. So, I mean, it's an $8 10-ounce pour right now. But, I mean, really 2 or 3 of them is as much as you could have as far with the alcohol content. So add a barrel pricing to that. It's kind of hard for me to sell on tap to where that's why I'm thinking I might bomber it.
Yeah, because you just gave me an interesting angle on that because I know we've talked about the price of bombers in the past, and that's a lot to factor in when you factor in the cost of each ingredient that's going into the beer. And
Mhm.
then your special varieties of that beer, like you say, you might put some of it in this kind of barrel, some in that kind of barrel.
Yeah.
All of that has a different cost. Wow, that's interesting, man. I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah, it's just in the bomber thing. I mean, once these beers come out, especially the bourbon barrel, this bourbon barrel is so wet that the distiller told me. There we go. It's just you and I tonight, but it's still going to go that way.
You know, I couldn't let that one slide by, man. Come on, that one was that one was like, are you kidding me? He just said that.
Yeah, right. But I guess it's so fresh or whatever that if I turn it upside down and just let it drain and dry up, and with like an oil pan or something below it, the a barrel and or a bottle and a half to 2 bottles of whiskey would come out of it.
Really?
That's how saturated it is into the wood. So I also have to look at it as I put that into a barrel as a 13.5% beer. It's coming out of there possibly in the 15s.
Wow. Wow.
Um,
And you can get what did you say? Maybe 2 or 3 uses out of that?
I can get 4 uses out of a barrel.
4. Oh.
The typical way that people do it, because that first use is usually your most potent use.
Of course.
So the ruling typically is 3, 6, 9, 12. First use 3 months, second use 6 months, third use 9 month, fourth use a year. And that's where you would find that it was almost consistent, um, depending on the barrel. We did the tequila barrel hatch chili amber. We let that age for about a month and a half, just because it's a lighter beer and I didn't want the tequila to overwhelm it. Huge tequila fans are like, I want more tequila, but the general consensus of it was, hey, I like that it's this subtle, it picked up that oaky sweetness with
Right.
that little, like that smooth little twinge that sometimes tequila has.
Yeah.
Um, so that was really cool on that. Um, but I also go into the distillery. I guess when they drain the barrels, all this like the char lets loose almost a little bit. Some of that char comes out with the bourbon, and
So
they
it's just
filter it
floating.
out.
Okay.
Yeah, they filter it out. Well, he gave me a whole gallon-sized bag of these char, and it's like, like a wet Cheeto.
Okay.
It's the consistency of a wet Cheeto, but it's oak. It's solid oak, but it's that saturated with bourbon that
Wow.
it's mushy like a wet puff Cheeto.
Why wouldn't they keep that?
They just had so much, and they're all about being local that they were like,
Right.
"Hey, try this in some of your beers."
Right on.
So
Right
we
on.
took and threw a handful into 5 gallons of our white stout, which is
Oh man.
our white stout is a blonde. It looks like a blonde ale, but we brew it with a base malt that's super nutty, really like caramel malts and everything, and then dry hop it with cacao nibs and light roast coffee.
Oh.
But we brew it with lactose sugar, so everything, the
Hands above the table on that one.
the mouthfeel and the taste, the aroma, everything is stout. But you set it in front of somebody and they go, "This is a blonde. This is okay. Whatever. These guys are nuts." But if you close your eyes, it smells like a stout, tastes like a stout. It's just light roast coffee, cacao nibs, and then
What about nitroing that bad boy?
I'd love to one of these days. I'd love to nitro it. I really want to brew it into the bigger batch because we only do 10 gallons. That's one of the ones we only do 10 gallons of
Hmm.
right now because it's still a test thing that I just kind of came up with. Um, But it's another one of those. It's an expensive beer, you know. Just
Are you gonna cask any of those special beers out of any of those special barrels?
and we're gonna do some cask stuff here coming up. I think this winter I'll definitely do like a chocolate creme brulee stout. Um, I have the orange cream ale kind of planned for a. I'm gonna put it in the cask with cacao nibs and some fresh tangerine or orange, to where it'll be like that chocolate dip orange
Ooh.
on cask cream ale. Um, our Belgian rye stout I want to do on cask with mint.
Ooh.
Um,
Huh.
we're brewing right now. Tomorrow, I think we're brewing a peppermint porter for the holidays, which should be really fun.
Yeah.
Um, we've got a lot of fun stuff to play with as far
Yeah.
as the
The well, that was part of that original article that I had posted in there earlier, was the fact that they were saying like breweries like Four Peaks here could can just do a lot of different things, of course, with beer than a
Well, that's-
Budweiser can. You know,
that's
Budweiser's
funny,
so big, they have to keep it boom boom consistent. You know.
Well, even when you get big, I mean, you get Epic Brewing down there, I'm thinking, right? Um, as big as Epic is, I mean, they're still not huge, but they're a good sized brewery with a great barrel program. Um, the night that GABF kicked off, they did this Firkin event that they tapped 52 different Firkins in one night.
Wow.
And you'll appreciate this, they did a gummy bear IPA.
Nice.
I'm serious. They did a gummy bear IPA that people were raving about, saying it was one of the best beers they've ever had.
You know, really, I mean, it was funny because when that guy Randall that beer, it was actually pretty good. You know, and I was a little nervous because he didn't bat an eye. I suggested something and he did it. You know, and that was his. He was only doing 2 Randalls for the night, and that was it. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, oh crap, I hope it's good.
Yeah, right.
But it ended up.
But that's just the beauty of it all.
Yeah.
You get to just have kind of some fun with that stuff.
Yeah, exactly. You definitely have more fun with stuff like that. That's one thing that's cool about
I did a Reese's
Dogfish Head and Sam Adams. They've still always had these different beers they've played with. You know.
Yeah. Once we did a Reese's peanut butter dunkel. That should be awesome. We just threw, I think, a pound and a half of Reese's peanut butter cups into the boil, and melted them up.
Nice.
And then, my wife came up with a recipe with me. Her favorite Starbucks drink is a pumpkin chai white mocha.
What? Yeah. You know what? What about Reese's peanut butter cup and pumpkin at the same time?
See, that'd be really good. We did a chai pumpkin milk stout.
Oh yeah, wasn't that because you said your wife liked wasn't that a drink?
Yeah, that's her Starbucks drink.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
So that was her recipe, and that was really cool to see come to life. And then I've just got tomorrow we're going to be open on Wednesday. We're not usually open on Wednesdays, but we're going to open for the holiday. Before,
Yeah.
so people can get that. We're tapping our final pumpkin beer of the year called Pumpkin. I named it Pumpkin Pie Yum Tum.
Oh.
And it's pretty much a super malty cream amber ale. That we just put a ton of the pumpkins in and a ton of pumpkin spice, lactose sugar, and I tasted it the other day. It starts out tasting like the filling of a pumpkin pie, and then it finishes tasting like Cool Whip and crust.
Oh, dude! And then if you nitroed that, what if you nitroed that, man?
It would be beautiful.
Oh, Oh, wow. Let me process that
Yeah,
for
you
a
gotta process
minute.
that. Just when's the pumpkin Rita come out?
Yeah, I'm saying, right? Right?
When's
It's
the pumpkin banana cream pie Rita come out?
Yeah, that'd be a good one, wouldn't it? Rita Nation be all over that one, man. Hey,
Oh,
we,
the
we
other one.
got we got Bum in here saying, let's see, did you guys ever see Sam Adams' Adventures in Lager variety case?
I didn't see that one. I saw the IPA one where they put out like whatever it was, 6 different IPAs or something.
Oh, I did see something like that. I saw, yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one.
He said there's a double Pilsner in there, a double black, a
I
house.
love Sam Adams does a great double pills, and their double Bach is really good too. Actually, which no, the one that I'm thinking that I really like from them is their double white ale or their double wit. I think it is.
Uh, I think I've had a white that I
It's a
like.
wit or a white. It's a double white or wit, and it's like 8%, but it still drinks really nice.
Yeah, it's not too hot, right? I think the first time I had it, I think it was really hot, and then I think the second time I had it, I don't think it was. I think they had toned it down a little bit.
Yeah. Cool, man. Pizza just showed up, so I got to get.
Okay, brother. Hey, thanks for jumping in, man.
Yeah, man. I'll see you next week. Cheers.
Okay, all right. Cheers, man. It was that was an interesting thing he brought up. I still got 8 minutes here, so it was an interesting thing he had mentioned. He kind of went over it really quick. It was the can you imagine being a barrel broker? I mean, that's what you're doing for a living. That'd be an interesting job, man. Those little inside baseball kind of jobs where you're not really dealing with the public per se. You're dealing with all wineries, distilleries, and breweries. Maybe some gardening type places here and there and so forth. But mostly, for the most part, you would be dealing with just wine, different wineries, different distilleries, and different breweries. Uh, yeah, it's got to be a decent little life there. It's just going everywhere and sampling different wines and spirits and beers, man, all over. Being a barrel broker, that'd be an interesting job to look into, wouldn't it? It seems like it'd be a pretty good gig because those barrels ain't cheap. Um, they go from the initial cost of whatever wood they're making that barrel out of, and the more and more and more stuff they do to it, I would imagine the price just goes up from there. So uh, those things ain't cheap. So I mean, it's one of those things you don't think about either. You're like, why would you need a barrel broker? But I guess you would. Let's say you're a winery and you've got, I don't know, you probably got 50 barrels to get rid of. You know, you you don't have time necessarily to find people to buy all those barrels. So you have someone like that. Well, oh yeah, I'll find people, and you know, you probably manage to keep a barrel or two for yourself for different stuff you're brewing at home, I imagine. But that was an interesting. I'll have to hit him up for more info on that type of stuff. But that did seem pretty interesting. Um, for those of you that noticed some of my posts, I'll just kind of go. I got 6 minutes here, so I'll go off the. I did get one of those new Amazon Fire TV sticks. It's hooked up to the TV right now, but it's just a little. Looks like a USB stick. Really, it's like that size. It's literally probably 2 inches long or something, 3 inches long, and it hooks up to the back of your TV in the HDMI port. I think in my posting I put it was a USB. It's not. It's HDMI. I do mean to do a review on it, but it's pretty cool. It's you hook it up. This is the book that comes with it, so you can see all the things that it comes with. It does have a power cable. So it has your cable that goes with the power adapter, the remote, an extender in case your TV is too tight, and then the actual unit itself and batteries for the remote. You sign into this thing. It updates, which is a little annoying. This thing is it's brand new. It just came out and it needed updates. I'm like. Anyway, but so it updated and so forth, and the only problem I'm having so far, or I had so far, was getting the one click to work. I needed to buy an app. I like to use that Plex app a lot to get stuff off my computer, and Plex makes it super easy, man. It is better than iTunes, better than anything. It's streaming stuff off your computer. It's really good. And so the Plex app on the Fire TV was $5, $4.99. So I needed to buy that, and for some reason my one click on Amazon wasn't quite transferring over to the stick. I called their support, and the gal was offering all these solutions. She was being super sweet, really helpful, but I told her I'll just wait for you guys to work out all those bugs. So I didn't want to mess with my one-click settings that I have in my regular Amazon account. So I have things set very specifically. So I didn't want to mess with that because I do use Amazon a lot. So and then my other tech purchase was I got the iPhone 6 Plus. So I'm really digging this thing. This thing's huge. You can see the little things on there for Google Plus. But I'm really loving this thing. This thing is watch it. Where's my other phone? Let me see if I can reach it with this cord. Yep, I can just reach it. Okay, so this is my old phone. It was the 4S, and this is my 6 Plus. So this is with the case and everything. This is a silicone case on here. You can see how thick it is for one. So look at that. And this is what this one has the case too, right? So you can see it. That's with the case, right? And then look at the size difference on these bad boys. I've used this for 3 years already, man. And this is just nice. Love this thing, man. This thing's, fits good for me at least. It just seems cool, man. I love this thing. It's awesome. It's different though. And you might have heard, like, I'm very used to just reaching up here and clicking this button, to shut it. And that button is now on the side. And so it's taking me, I keep wanting to go like that. Whoops. And I keep wanting to do it on the side. Listen to Bill Handel a lot. Let me shut that so it don't turn on again. But I keep wanting to do that. And then it, so it's right here on the side. So, and then you hit it and then it, comes up. But so far I'm loving the heck out of it. I only had it a few days. But I just get used to using my thumb, and then I really like that fingerprint deal. See, like, watch, see, so you can see the screens like that. Okay, when it's off, you have to kind of hit it once to turn, to get it, and then it just opens. Isn't that cool? So instead of having to, and you can still use the keypad if you want. Let me see here. I think you got it. Yeah, see, you can still do it that way if you want. But you can just hold your finger there. I think that part card is sweet. And I set up the Apple Pay, and the Apple Pay is kind of cool. Let me see here. I like the way. Um, yeah, see, I don't know if I can, but it'll show you. I guess maybe if I cover up the number there, see it'll show you your different cards, because it is kind of cool to see that stuff. So it'll show you the different cards and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like they're in your wallet, and then you just tap on one, and you hold your thumb on the thing there, and you pay. I thought it was going to be kind of a big deal, but it wasn't. It was like, okay, whatever. You know what I'm saying? It was that easy. You know what I'm saying? It was so easy. It was like, that's it. You know, like I don't know. I didn't know what to. But some cards are easier to set up than others. So my Capital One card was really easy, super easy to set up. Some of the other ones were really easy to set up. Me personally had the most problem setting up my B of A card, but I won't be using that much longer anyway. So, but yeah, so far that's what I'm digging on this 6 Plus. And again, here you can see the size difference. You put them together, and look at that. That is ridiculous, isn't it? You know, another thing I'm a little leery of is that connection down here. It's so, this is the old connector, right? And it was wide, and it was, of course, it's directional. But I didn't have to worry too much about, like, if I even held it by the connector versus, I only have the one cord now. I need to buy more cords. But it's so small that I just worry about bending this thing inside there. You know what I'm saying? But the video on this thing is crazy, bro. Let me see. Oh, and that's another thing. This phone was so old. All I had was 4G on this thing, and now I got LTE. Whew, the thing is fast. So that's been pretty sweet, because I like to use Crackle a lot too, because I like to watch Seinfeld, and I don't know, no one else has Seinfeld reruns, right? So I'll watch Crackle for the Seinfeld reruns, and it just loads up like that, man. Boom, 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 boom. You know what I'm saying? And then I can watch freaking Kramer. Guy cracks me up. Oh, and then it's nice too, because you turn it, and then it switches. You know what I'm saying? So it's been fun, man. It's been cool. The one thing that is a little trickier is I don't find myself. You can use that double tap feature, right? And then it lowers like that and stuff. I don't find that I like that, me personally, that much. I find that I always end up raising it, so you double tap it. I find myself always raising it to anyway, so I don't, for me, it ain't that useful, but hey, it's a feature, it's on there, someone likes it, right? So I ain't judging, that's for sure. It's just not for me. But it's about, I mean, I've had that other phone over 3 years, man, so it was like, finally, new phone. So it's definitely been cool. The battery life has been really good. The same things I was doing on my some of you may follow me when I go out, like tonight. Even I'll go out on my route, and I'll send a link out, and some of you may follow me while I'm on my route to California. And I did that. So I had the GPS going all night, and then I was streaming my audio like I always do all night, and then I was streaming to my Bluetooth speaker, my Unz XL. That's something else I need to review too, because I love that speaker. Um, and then I'll stream to my headset as well. I have another headset, Bluetooth. It's that Blue Parrot. A lot of truckers use it. It's really popular with truckers. And shoot, at the end of the night, I still had like 80% battery. I couldn't believe it. I was like, what? Because this thing, boy, I mean, I couldn't even make it out to past Blythe without plugging this thing in because the battery was just horrible. So that, yeah, this thing, I did all that all night and still had well, I think it was like 78% battery or something like that. It was crazy. I'm like, holy crap. I was streaming all night using my Bluetooth all night, uh, uh, streaming audio, streaming out my signal, so people were following me on through my phone, tracking me, and then I would check out some different social sites and stuff while I was waiting for my meet, the guy that I meet, we swap trailers. Um, so I was using it while I was doing that, and then I had a few phone calls to make. So I did some talking on the phone too. 70 some percent battery, man. It was like practically 80%. I couldn't believe it, man. I was like, that's nuts, man. I really didn't even have to plug it in all night. I just plugged it in for the last hour of my route because I needed it at 100% because I had a bunch of things to do when I got off work. So this thing has been awesome, man. So that's that. I'm out of here, man. Okay, you guys enjoy your Thanksgiving, man. Oh, hey, whoa, 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 whoa. Sorry, I had real quick. I had some email from some viewers. Let me see. Ba, 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 ba. Oh, okay, yeah. I had one here from Sammy. Did I read this one? Maybe I did. Yeah, I think I did. I think I already read that one. Yeah, because that was a question to Mark. Um, let me see. Oh, okay. Then I had this one. That one's kind of more for me. Uh, oh, okay. And this one again is from Sammy. Let's see. Hey, Joe, love the show. I would, let's see. I was just wondering what your and Zach's, and whoever else is on the show, favorite major Colorado craft brewery between New Belgium, Great Divide, Oscar Blues, and Breckenridge and Avery. Which would be your favorite out of these five? It's like picking your favorite kid right there, isn't it? That's a tough list. Well, for me, New Belgium wouldn't be on that. I can definitely tell you that. I like New Belgium, but for what's on this list, I would. For me, it would be tough. Personally, for me, I would have to say Great Divide. Well, Breckenridge, Great Divide, and Oscar Blues. That's the way I would go. That would be my top three on that five list right there. I couldn't really. I like Breckenridge's beers, and I like Great Divide, and Oscar Blues. So I would that would be my list in the order of the beers that I would like. I would, if I made a top three out of your top five that you sent, that would be the order right there. I really like Breckenridge, and I like Great Divide, and I like Oscar Blues too. So that'd be the way I would divide that one up, right? Yeah, I just wanted to get that in. I think I even had a caller. Let me see. Oh, I did. Yeah, never mind. I had. Yeah, no, I had some weird texting things going on, but you guys are welcome to call. The number is 505-886-1514. Leave a message or text, either way. And the email is jodreviews@gmail.com. Okay, man? We'll see you guys. Peace out. Enjoy your holiday, man. Safely, okay? Remember, drink your beers in a glass and don't drink too much, man. If you're out, I kind of have a 2 beer limit, sometimes 3, but, be safe out there, man. Be careful, man. We want to see you here next week, all right? Peace out.